recording.
Yeah. So, hello and welcome to Female Cricket Live. The second ODI between India and New Zealand was played today, February 15, at 3:30 a.m. IST. So New Zealand have once again won the match and they take a 2-0 lead in this five-match ODI series. So India winning the toss, they elected to bat first and posted a challenging score of 270 for 6 in 50 overs. So this score of 270 was their highest total against New Zealand in the ODI format. So it was a wonderful batting display by the Indian batters thanks to skipper Mithali Raj scoring yet another half century, which was her 61st half century in the ODI career, and young wicketkeeper bat Richa Ghosh, who also scored a wonderful half century. So the both of them put together 108 runs for the fourth wicket, which was the joint fourth wicket highest partnership for India in the ODI format. For New Zealand, Sophie Devine was the pick of the bowlers as she picked up two wickets, giving away just 42 runs in 8 overs. And in reply, when we thought that probably India have put in a good batting performance and maybe we have, that is India, have a chance to win this match, New Zealand found ways to win the game. Indian bowlers, they did a good job at the beginning as they got rid of the top order inside 10 overs, and there were hopes that India could win the match. However, Amelia Kerr and Maddie Green had some other plans in store for us. Amelia Kerr was dropped on 25 by Astika Bhatia standing at point, and then she made the Indians pay a heavy price for that dropped catch. She went on to score an unbeaten 119 and played a match winning performance. Maddie Green also scored a wonderful half century to help New Zealand's cause. For India, Deepti Sharma was the pick of the bowlers as she picked up four wickets in a full quota of 10 overs, giving away 52 runs. So, this was all that happened during the second ODI that was played between India and New Zealand. So, to talk more about this and what could India have done better, or maybe what can New Zealand do better in the series ahead, I have with me Soniya Dabir and Preeti Dimri. So, Soniya Dabir and Preeti Dimri both are former India cricketers, and it is indeed our pleasure to have them sharing their inputs with us about this India New Zealand series. So, I welcome both of you to Female Cricket Live.
Thank you,
Okay.
Jyoti.
All right. So, Sonia ma'am, again, your first thoughts on the second ODI, India's performance as well as New Zealand's performance.
To be honest, it was really a good match for when you see women's cricket in overall picture. You know, both the teams really played well, especially Indian team, which we were talking about the opening stand with when in absence of Smriti. So today we had that opening stand of around about 60 odd runs from Shefali and Meghna. Then the most important and crucial 100 run stand between Richa Ghosh and Mithali. So these were the performances which was required for the Indian team to get that confidence. About if everyone is talking about scoring those 250 mark, 250 runs, so they are getting into that 250 run mark, and I was very sure that this was going to happen. And in all this, when Harman also gets going, we'll definitely cross 270. From New Zealand point of view, definitely Amelia Kerr's 100 was the turning point kind of a thing for New Zealand players. But it was really surprising to see their fielding today, because it was on this rare occasion they almost had 4 to 5 catches dropped and one stumping, I guess. So both the teams really played well, but India definitely could have capitalized on the start in their bowling they got.
So, very well summed it up, Sonia ma'am, about today's second ODI that was played between India and New Zealand. Okay, so as we are talking, we have Mrinal Asija from the Bridge with us. So Mrinal is a social media manager at the Bridge. So the Bridge is a platform, we can say a one-stop solution for all the Olympic sports related data as well as women's cricket. So we are indeed glad to have Mrinal Asija from the Bridge with us joining
Thank
this
you.
chat. So I
Thank you for
welcome you,
having me.
Mrinal, to this show.
Thank you. Thank you, Jyoti.
All right. So, Mrinal, we just spoke about India's and New Zealand's performance in a gist, and Sonia ma'am shed some light on that. So, maybe if you can ask some questions.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. So, Sonia ma'am, we saw that India scored 270, which was a formidable total, and they even got the wickets of some of the best batters in New Zealand side, Sophie Devine, Susie Bates, Amy Satterthwaite, pretty early. But despite that, they lost the match. They were not able to defend the total. Is that that kind of a loss which will hurt India for a long, long time?
I would say that definitely today they missed out on one bowler, if not two, because I have no update on why Julian was not there. But definitely, Simran, who made the debut today, she had bowled I think 2 overs itself, and Harman coming in and bowling her almost the full quota. So I think there was India missed that one bowler who was required to capitalize on the spinners bowling, especially Deepthi and Rajeshwari, the way they bowled, and Poonam Yadav, of course. So that was one bowler who we missed out, I feel, because of the reason which is unknown why Julian didn't play today.
Right. So, do you think this inexperience that there is in the pace department overall, it is something of a long-term worry for India, especially in the New Zealand conditions?
No, basically, I think that unfortunately, Meghna Singh and Renuka Thakur were in the quarantine, and I'm sure I think today only in the evening got an update that they'll be available for the third one day. Even if they are inexperienced, I will say that they have the experience of playing in England and Australia, and they did pretty well in those conditions. So, when you have these young guns firing, definitely India will have an different impact in the third ODI.
Yeah, let's hope to see that third ODI.
प्रीति इंटरेस्टिंगली आज क्या हुआ सेकंड ओडीआई के दौरान कि जब हम टॉस पे थे तभी सोफी डिवाइन नहीं आए, उनके वाइस कैप्टन जो है एमी सैटरथवेट वो आए टॉस पे मिताली राज के साथ, जबकि सोफी डिवाइन प्लेइंग 11 में भी थे। तो हम ये कह सकते हैं कि न्यूजीलैंड की एक स्ट्रेटेजी हो सकती है कि अगर वर्ल्ड कप में सोफी डिवाइन को कुछ हो गया तो उनका एक बैकअप कैप्टन रेडी है उनके साथ। तो आपको ये स्ट्रेटेजी के बारे में क्या लगता है, और इंडिया को ये स्ट्रेटेजी यूज करनी चाहिए क्या बाकी 3 ओडीआईज में, मतलब किसी एक ओडीआई में यूज करनी चाहिए क्या?
स्ट्रैटेजी तो ठीक है, मतलब अभी कैसा है कि न्यूजीलैंड हम लोगों से थोड़ा अपर हैंड में है, तो वो लोगों के लिए ट्राई करना कुछ भी आसान है ना? अभी हम लोगों का क्या हो रहा है कि हम लोग, मतलब मेरा ऐसा मानना है कि हम लोग अगर सबसे पहले विनिंग के लिए देखें कि विन कैसे करना है, क्योंकि कैप्टेंसी तो ठीक है, कैप्टेंसी भी बहुत बड़ी चीज़ है, बट अभी मुझे लगता है कि स्मृति मंदाना है, हरमन है, वो मिताली के मतलब साथ में हैं, तो मतलब दे आर ऑल्सो लर्निंग, चेंज कर सकते हैं, ये उन लोग का डिसीजन है, बट मेनली की परफॉर्मेंस बहुत बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है। अभी तो यही मोटो है, बिकॉज वर्ल्ड कप में कैसा है कि अगर इतना रन करके भी अगर हम लोग हार जाएंगे तो ये मतलब बहुत मुश्किल हो जाएगा फिर, क्योंकि बैट्समैन हमेशा प्रेशर में ही रहेगा कि आपको इतना मार, मतलब आपको इतना रन करना ही है, ऐसा है।
Right. So Sonia ma'am, we were talking about India's batting, of course, as they batted first in the second ODI, and Yastika Bhatia, again, she was beautiful to watch, and we can say that she has had a good ODI career. I know it is brief still, but it has been very consistent, if I may say so. So happy to see her bat that way.
Yeah, definitely. The way she started her career in the ODIs and the way she is continuing, when she comes to bat, you can see that confident strokes with she plays. Definitely, I was a bit disappointed with the way she got out in the last ODI and today also, because when she knows they are going in for the bouncers for her. So I think a bit. Of course, she is very new and it's just hardly 4 5 ODIs for her. Between 10 ODIs, not even more than 10 ODIs. So the way she is playing, I'm sure she's going to go and get those big runs as well. She looks like a very compact batsman over there who can rotate the strike and as well as be an aggressive in the picture as well.
Absolutely. So again, we were hoping that maybe she could get to that half century mark, which she missed out, unfortunately, in the first ODI when she got out on 41 odd runs. All right. सो मिताली राज अगेन, प्रीति, हम बात करेंगे, जितना बात करेंगे अपने कैप्टन के बारे में उतनी कम है. 61st
वेरी
हाफ
ट्रू,
सेंचुरी ओडीआई करियर में. शी हैज बीन द
वेरी ट्रू।
बैकबोन ऑफ इंडियाज बैटिंग, देयर इज नो डाउट अबाउट इट. तो आपको क्या लगता है उनका राज क्या है कंसिस्टेंसी का, क्योंकि आप भी खेले हुए उनके साथ.
वो मेंटली बहुत कूल हैं एक्चुअली। वो किसी भी सिचुएशन में परफ़ॉर्म करते ही हैं, क्योंकि प्रेशर तो हर एक पे रहता है। नया प्लेयर हो या पुराना हो, सीनियर हो या जूनियर हो, प्रेशर सब पे रहता है। बस वो मैटर करता है आप उस प्रेशर को डील कैसे करते हैं। तो द वे शी डील हर प्रेशर, इट इज़ हेड्स ऑफ टू हेड्स ऑफ फॉर मिताली। और बस यही है कि मतलब आई नो कि वो बुक्स बहुत पढ़ते हैं, जब वो बैटिंग पे जाते हैं तो उनको बुक्स पढ़ने की आदत है। उससे कैसा कैसा होता है कि मतलब उनका खुद में इन्वॉल्वमेंट होता है। हम तो मतलब गेम रीडर है वो, उनको पता है वो किस सिचुएशन पे जा रही हैं और उनको क्या परफॉर्म करना है। मतलब वो बिल्कुल एक जब बैटिंग के लिए जाती हैं तो उनको ऐसा है कि उनको पता है कि उन्हें क्या करना है, और इतने सालों से वो अपना जॉब बहुत अच्छे से निभा रही है, नो डाउट अबाउट इट।
Absolutely. Can I ask Mrinal to take up the next question?
Yeah, thank you. Since you're talking about the batters, it's Meghna as someone she really played a very confident knock today and did well in the first T20 as well. So, Sonia ma'am, do you see that she'll be able to find a spot in the playing 11 once Smriti Mandana is out from the quarantine and back with the team, which might happen from the next
Uh,
match itself?
Yeah, to be honest, I won't be surprised if Smriti replaced Smriti when Smriti comes in. Shefali makes the way for her because the way Meghna is batting, it is quite similar to what Shefali plays. And I think Meghna has a little bit of upper hand when it comes to fielding over Shefali as well. So I won't be surprised if when Smriti comes in, Shefali has to give the way out.
Okay. It will be interesting to see if that happens because Meghna is in the reserves, and in case if there is any injury, maybe Meghna will be looked at. But again, as you rightly pointed out, Sonia ma'am, that I agree that Meghna's fielding is a bit better, we can say, than Shefali's. All right.
Definitely.
So, so प्रीति, इंडिया ने आज 270 रन बनाए
Hmm.
50 ओवर में, जो हाईएस्ट टोटल था न्यूजीलैंड के सामने. उनका पिछला हाईएस्ट था 265 और आज 5 रन ज्यादा बनाए, 270 स्कोर किए हमने. तो आप खुश हैं, क्योंकि हम कल ही बात कर रहे थे कि इंडिया 250 नहीं बना पा रहे हैं, तो आज तो 270 बना दिए. तो आप
आई
खुश है बैटिंग
रिमेम्बर,
परफॉर्मेंस से?
बैटिंग परफॉर्मेंस तो बहुत ही अच्छी है, मतलब कि लाजवाब है। कल किसी ने पूछा था, किसी ने कि इंडिया टीम क्या 250 बना सकती है, कल थी। तो बस यही हमारा डिस्कशन हुआ था कि सिंगल्स डबल्स अगर अच्छे से लेंगे और मतलब बड़े शॉट्स भी खेलें और सिंगल डबल्स पे भी वर्क होना चाहिए। तो स्कोर तो बहुत अच्छा बनाया, नो नो डाउट अबाउट इट। बस ये है कि थोड़ा फील्डिंग और बॉलिंग में हमें बहुत हार्ड वर्क करना पड़ेगा, बहुत बहुत ज़्यादा। क्योंकि जब आपकी बैटिंग स्लॉट खत्म हो गया है, उसके बाद में क्या बचता है, बैटिंग और फील्डिंग। तो वो रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी तो बॉलर्स और फील्डर्स को करना ही है। आई मीन अगर आप 300 रन भी मारते हो और अगर आपको बॉलिंग और फील्डिंग आपका कंट्रोल नहीं है, तो 300 रन भी मतलब ईज़िली चेज़ हो जाता है। बट आई
सही
एम
कहा.
हैप्पी विद द बैटिंग फॉर श्योर।
एब्सोल्युटली, बैटिंग जैसे कि आपने सही कहा, अच्छी थी आज इंडिया की, और बेटर हो सकती है
हुँ,
डेफिनेटली, अगर लोअर ऑर्डर और कंट्रीब्यूट करे, क्योंकि हमें पता है कि पूजा वस्त्रकार जो एक हार्ड हिटिंग बैटर है, अगर वो भी कंट्रीब्यूट करे तो और अच्छा स्कोर हो सकता है. ऑलराइट, मृणाल, कैन वी हैव वन क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम यू?
या सो प्रीति, मेरा क्वेश्चन ये होगा कि हमने देखा लास्ट सेकंड लास्ट ओवर 49th ओवर हरमनप्रीत कौर ने बॉलिंग किया, जो एक पार्ट टाइम स्पिनर है. सो क्या वो
हम्म.
एक ठीक डिसीजन था उस टाइम पे, बिकॉज ज्यादा रन नहीं रहते थे और अमीलिया कर सेंचुरी ऑलरेडी बना चुकी थी, तो वो काफी सेटल्ड थी, स्पिन के अगेंस्ट काफी अच्छा खेल रही थी. तो क्या वो उस टाइम पे एक ठीक डिसीजन था पार्ट टाइम स्पिनर को बॉलिंग देना?
देखिए डिसीज़न तो मैंने मतलब काफ़ी देखा है, मेंस क्रिकेट में भी देखा है कि कैसा होता है, ऐसे टाइम पे ये लोग कभी पार्ट टाइम को भी लगा देते हैं और वो काम उससे निकल जाता है ना? पर ये है कि उस समय बॉलर्स को मतलब मेरा ऐसा सोचना है कि उस समय कोई सेट बॉलर होता तो ज़्यादा मतलब ईज़ी होता। क्योंकि राजेश्वरी, दीप्ति और पूनम के 10-10 ओवर उस समय तक खत्म हो चुके थे। तो उसके बाद में पूजा थी, सिमरन थी, क्योंकि सिमरन का जो रन रेट था वो 6 के हिसाब से दिया गया है ना? तो 6 का रन रेट बहुत ज़्यादा होता है और उस समय पिक्चर में केवल हरमन ही थी, तो इसलिए कप्तान ने सोच के हरमन को दिया होगा। जैसे अगर मेन बॉलर को इसमें और आए, तो ज़्यादा बेटर रहेगा। लाइक मेघना आ सकती है एज़ अ बॉलर, और झूलन भी नहीं थी। सबसे ज़्यादा झूलन की कमी तो बहुत खली है, बिकॉज़ एक्सपीरियंस बॉलर होना तो बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है, क्योंकि यहीं पर उसका काम होता है, मेन काम उसका यहीं पर है कि वो कैसे क्या लाइन लेंथ में डालेगा बॉल, फील्डिंग प्लेसमेंट का बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट रोल है। तो ऑफ कोर्स झूलन के नहीं खेलने का मतलब कहीं न कहीं खामियाज़ा भुगतना तो पड़ा है।
Absolutely. There's no doubt that we missed Jhulan Goswami, who is extremely, we can say, talented bowler, of course, as you know, legendary bowler, and she bowls really well in the death overs as well. So, Sonia ma'am, in the New Zealand conditions, were you surprised to see India employing 39 overs of spin vis-a-vis
See,
New Zealand employing just 32 overs of pace? So, like a sharp contrast.
yeah, definitely. But it's like, it's like, for India, the spin bowling has been our strength. And when you have really good spinners like Deepti,
राजेश।
Rajeshwari, Yapunam. So these three were superb today. And this was our strength, and definitely Mithali used them when it was actually required. I will say that till the 40th over, there was one thing which we everyone noticed, that almost for 60 balls, like 10 overs, there was not a single boundary scored. So spinners really did a good job in today's one day. And as I said before, that we really missed out on one bowler, because uh, what the question was, the last in that last question what asked was, to Preeti, was like, was Harman right? Because Harman was only the experienced bowler which Mithali could go to and tell that you can bowl that 49th over. So really we missed out. We missed that one bowler, if not two, and hope we get those bowlers get into the playing 11 like for the third ODI.
Absolutely. Let us hope that Jhulan Goswami, who is the star bowler of India, is back into the third ODI. Probably it could be that workload management which the Indian team management is looking at. Probably. Not sure though. All right. So प्रीति स्पिनर्स ने जैसे कि हमने बात की 39 ओवर्स आज बोल किए, बट दीप्ति शर्मा और राजेश्वरी गायकवाड़ ने जो स्टार्ट किया बॉलिंग से, टॉप ऑर्डर को उन्होंने वापस पेविलियन में भेज दिया। तो
हुँ,
आप खुद भी स्पिनर थे, तो
हुँ,
बाकी स्पिनर्स को जैसे अभी हरमनप्रीत कौर हो गए या स्नेह राणा जो ड्रेसिंग रूम में बैठे हैं,
हुँ।
पूनम यादव जो आज खेले, तो वो क्या सीख सकते हैं दीप्ति शर्मा और राजेश्वरी गायकवाड़ से?
अ, मेरे ओपिनियन से ऐसा रहता है कि जैसे मैंने कल भी ये बात मतलब बताई थी कि जब आप बॉलिंग पे आते हैं तो आपको रन रेट मैनेज करना पड़ता है। वो जैसे बैट्समैन के माइंड में होता है कि इस ओवर में मैं इतना बनाना है, इतने इतने र इतने इतने रन्स। तो ऐसे ही बॉलर को भी कैलकुलेट करना चाहिए कि हमें अगर इतने रन्स हैं, 270 का स्कोर है, तो हमें उनको कितने हिसाब से उनको रन देना है। तो अगर तो बॉलर्स को खास तौर से स्पिनर्स को, बिकॉज़ पेसर्स में क्या होता है कि कब मोस्टली स्पीड के साथ में बॉल निकल जाता है। तो स्पिनर्स ही ऐसा होता है कि उसको बॉल बहुत सोच समझ के डालना पड़ता है। मैंने स्टार्टिंग के ओवर्स में मैं देखा कि कुछ जो रन्स थे ऑफ साइड से बहुत निकल रहे थे। लोग मतलब फील्डिंग पीछे शायद बॉलर ने नहीं लिया, या तो अकॉर्डिंग टू बॉल नहीं था, या अकॉर्डिंग टू मतलब जो भी था। पर फील्डर अगर आपको छोटा भी डालना है ना, तो आपको पीछे फील्डर डालना ही पड़ेगा। तो पीछे फील्डर ही नहीं था उस समय। मतलब कुछ रन्स वहाँ से गए हैं ज़्यादातर। तो स्पिनर्स का ये है कि उनको सबसे कम रन्स स्पिनर्स को देना है। अब वो कैसे कैसे देना है, दैट दे हैव टू मैनेज। और रहा दीप्ति ने आज अच्छा, ऑफ कोर्स उसने 4 विकेट भी लिए हैं और उसने 5.2 के रन रेट से उसने उसने दिए हैं रन। और पूनम ने भी 4.1 के रन रेट से दिया है, और राजेश्वरी ने भी 5.3। तो जो हाईएस्ट हमारे जो रहे हैं वो पूजा है, सिमरन है और हरमन है। मतलब इन लोगों को भी थोड़ा अपना रन रेट कम करना होगा।
Mrinal, can we have one question from you?
Yeah, as you're talking about Deepti, you talked about her bowling. What about her batting? Sunny ma'am, do you think she's playing at the right position? She has been pushed down. Pooja Vastakar has been promoted. Do you think that is something that's working for India? Or do you think Deepti should be coming ahead of her or even earlier in the order?
Actually, in today's ODI, the situation was that you had to get quick runs, and Pooja being the one batter who can, whack the bowlers or like accelerate and get those quick runs. Maybe that was the reason she was sent up. But I think Dipti Sharma is that player who can, who can adjust or who can fit herself in any position. To be honest, she's been playing 5 down, 6 down, or even up the order, or even lower the order, and she's been doing well. So it's I won't say that there should be a specific position as such for her, because she is that perfect all-rounder in that playing 11. And just to add to what last question, like what Preeti was saying, Dipti Sharma today in her bowling was a bit slower than the other spinners, and she was into the stumps. That's the reason even she was more effective than other spinners, I felt.
Absolutely. And the one that she bowled to Amy Satterthwaite, it was a beauty. And to get a batter like Amy out for a golden duck is indeed incredible from Deepti Sharma. And of course, the catch was great by Harmanpreet Kaur. All right. Sonia ma'am, after Richa Ghosh played a superb innings, unfortunately she was injured, and then came in Tanya Bhatia to keep the wickets in the second innings. So, do you think maybe the lack of preparedness on Tanya Bhatia's behalf could have led to those dropped catches? Two, if I may say so, the two dropped catches that we had. Of course, not to forget the superb stumping that she did to get rid of Bates. But those two dropped catches could have hurt us.
See, to be honest, Tanya Bhatia is a brilliant wicket keeper. To dropping catches, I don't think there will be lack of preparedness. Definitely, she's been missing out in playing 11, but I'm sure she's been, preparing herself to the fullest, because you never know what the situation will demand. And looking at those dropped catches, it's just, I will say again, that it is a part of the game, and you just cannot deny that she is a brilliant keeper. She's been doing really great in when it comes to her wicket keeping. So I don't think there is lack of preparedness as such, but yeah, she will be definitely missing into coming in playing in the 11. But that should not be the thing which would have affected those two drop catches.
Okay. Mrinal, can we have a question from you?
Yeah, see, if Ghosh got injured today, and so you might see Tanya Bhatia coming in in the starting 11 itself. Does that shake the balance of the batting lineup a little bit, because she hasn't got a lot of opportunities of late with the bat? She kept the wickets today. She hasn't been given a consistent role in the batting order. Will that be an issue as far as the balance is concerned in the batting unit for India?
Uh, I would say, yeah, definitely, because Richa Ghosh has given that stability in middle overs, who can accelerate, who can rotate the strike. But and that when if Tanya Bhatia is going to come into the playing 11, if Richa is injured and she won't be available, then I feel there is a need for Sneha Rana to come in at Richa Ghosh's place, so that Tanya Bhatia will not be the person who will be coming in at number 6 or number 5 for that matter.
Okay, so it will be interesting to see how things change because Smriti Mandhana will be available as she has announced today that she's out of the MIQ of the New Zealand government's facility. She will be there, of course, at the top of the order. But again, as Sonia ma'am was hinting that probably S. Meghna may get a chance ahead of Shefali Verma. But again, it will be interesting to see that. All right. प्रीति अभी सेकंड ओडीआई तो अभी खत्म हो गया है बट न्यूजीलैंड ने 2-0 लीड लिया है तो अभी क्या मतलब माहौल क्या होगा इंडियन ड्रेसिंग रूम में ये दो हार के बाद
ऑफ कोर्स सैड माहौल तो रहेगा बहुत ज़्यादा, बट ये है कि हम ह्यूमन बीइंग्स हैं और गलतियों से ही सीखते हैं। एवरी बॉलर, एवरी बैट्समैन या जो भी है। तो ये है कि आप क्यों हार रहे हैं उस पे ध्यान दीजिए, कहाँ पे हम लैग कर रहे हैं उसमें उसमें ध्यान वो होना चाहिए। नॉट बीइंग सो सैड। बहुत बहुत अपसेट हो जाएंगे तो हम लोगों का क्या होता है कि प्लेयर्स का मॉरल डाउन हो जाता है, फिर हमें नेक्स्ट क्या करना है कुछ समझ मतलब इतना क्लियर नहीं होता है। तो यही है कि किस में लैग करा है, बॉलिंग में लैग करा है या हमने उनको चांसेस दिए हैं, उनको लाइफ जो मिली है फील्डर्स के द्वारा उस पर ध्यान देना चाहिए कि हमें कोई भी अपॉर्चुनिटी मिस नहीं करना चाहिए। लाइक हम मैं आपको एक बताना चाहूंगी कि जैसे हमने जिस जिसको न्यूजीलैंड में लाइव दिया उन लोगों ने सब में 100 ही मारा है। तो जैसे उन लोगों को अपने विकेट का इंपॉर्टेंस है ऐसे हमको भी अपने विकेट का इंपॉर्टेंस होना चाहिए। अगर हमें लाइफ मिलती है तो हमको भी उतना ही अच्छा स्पीड से खेलना चाहिए, मतलब एटलीस्ट 70-80 तो मारना चाहिए। मतलब आई बिलीव कि सब इतने अच्छे केपेबल हैं हमारे यहाँ पे पर बैट्समैन, इस चीज़ पे भी ध्यान दें। और जो जो बॉलर्स हैं वो लाइन और लेंथ पे ध्यान दें बिल्कुल, बिकॉज थोड़ा बहुत तो विंडी रहेगा उधर वेदर। और ऑफ कोर्स फील्डिंग प्लेसमेंट उनको कैसे लगानी है इस पे ध्यान दें। बस, ऑल द बेस्ट फॉर देम।
Right. So, as Preeti rightly pointed out, that New Zealand players did give some chances to our Indian players. There were three dropped catches, one missed stumping as well. So, but unfortunately, the Indian batters could not capitalize, just like how Amelia Kerr did today and Susie Bates did in the first ODI. All right. Can we have one question from you, Mrinal?
या प्रीति मैम, आपने ये चीजें बताई कि क्या क्या टेक अवेज होंगे और क्या क्या चीजों पे फोकस करना चाहिए और माइंडसेट क्या रखना चाहिए। जस्ट
हाँ
टू
जी।
राउंड इट अप, अगर कोई पॉजिटिव्स आप सजेस्ट करेंगे इंडियन टीम को, जो पॉजिटिव्स लेने चाहिए इस मैच में से, वो क्या होंगे?
पॉजिटिव ये लेना चाहिए कि मैच हार मतलब मैच तो अब निकल गया हाथ से, उसका तो कुछ भी नहीं हो सकता। बट पॉजिटिव ये है कि सब लोगों ने फाइट किया, मतलब कि बैट्समैन भी हमारे अच्छा खेले, ये एक पॉजिटिव था। दीप्ति ने इतने टाइट सिचुएशन में भी उसने उसने 4 विकेट लिए, एक ये भी पॉजिटिव था। और हमारे कुछ अच्छे कैचेस भी पकड़े गए हैं फील्डर्स के द्वारा, ये भी बहुत अच्छा एक पॉजिटिव था। तो ये है कि हमें इसी पॉजिटिव के साथ में हमें आगे जाना है कि वी आर द बेस्ट एंड वी कैन फाइट इन एनी सिचुएशन, भले कुछ भी हो। और ऑफ कोर्स अभी जब कुछ प्लेयर्स जब टीम में आ जाएंगे, कम बैक हो जाएंगे, तो थोड़ा सब सही रहेगा। आई होप सो।
Okay, so all right. So before we conclude this discussion, maybe I'll ask one last question to Sonia ma'am. So Sonia ma'am, we all know that Mithali Raj is an incredible batter, of course a wonderful captain as well. But today, do you think that there could have been better field placements, given that there were many runs leaked on the offside of the bowling of the spinners? So probably she could have placed the fielders better.
I think more than placing the fielders better, yeah, definitely one or two times I felt that because I guess around 35th over when Rajeshwari Gaikwad came in after bowling a second spell, there was no long on, and I guess from there two boundaries went after, on the same side. So definitely a few more field placements according to the bowler. But sometimes it does happen that even bowler has to bowl according to their field as well. Because today what I observed was there were many short pitch balls,
Hmm.
and given these balls, New Zealand players, or for that matter any batsman, would just give them back to the bowler. It will be like they are not going to give those balls, they are going to make use of that big opportunity. So I feel that we should focus more on the dot balls, the way New Zealand were bowling. Even if they were not getting wickets, they were making sure that they are bowling into stumps, and there was those dot balls, especially Sophie, the way Sophie Divine bowled, and I just missed her name. The second opening bowler, the other one opening bowler,
Haley Jensen. Haley
yeah,
Jensen.
Jensen, Haley Jensen. The way these two were bowling, when when she came back in that second spell, that time also she was swinging the ball and she was just bowling into the stumps. I think our bowlers should be doing this more consistently. I won't say that they did not do it, but you need more consistency in that line and length, and bowling into stumps, not giving them the room. And we always say that in T20 we have to focus on dot balls, but I will say that in ODIs also, if you keep bowling those dot balls, then definitely that pressure is going to build up on the batsman.
Absolutely. There is no denying the fact that dot ball is worth the weight in gold. Be it any format, one day or T20, it is important to have those dot balls when you're bowling. Right. So it was a wonderful discussion that we have had for the second ODI that was played between India and New Zealand. Okay. So I wanted to end it up, but again, we have some questions from our fans. So maybe if experts, you allow me, we'll take a few questions. Okay, so Mohit Bararia is asking your thoughts on Amelia Kerr's batting. Sonia ma'am?
Oh, she was really good. The way she was uh, hitting those boundaries and also rotating the strike when already their top order batsmen were out. She made, as rightly said by Preeti, she made that up. Her wicket, the catch dropped. She made it count for the Indian bowlers. She played. If you remember, that she didn't even celebrate her century because she knew that the job was not over. So this is the way you have to go about it. And she was very calm basically in hitting, even if she were at the non-striker end and there were wickets going down for New Zealand. She made it sure that she will end up getting those runs. That was the focus was seen on her face when she was batting. It was amazing to watch her bat today.
Absolutely. Amelia Kerr was wonderful. And so today she scored her second ODI century. And if we recall, her first ODI century was a double century when she scored 232 not out. And it is very interesting that whenever Amelia Kerr goes past that 50 run mark, New Zealand ends up on the winning side. So maybe going forward, India have to restrict Amelia Kerr and not allow her to score 50 runs, because if they have to win, Amelia Kerr has to score less than 50 runs. All right. So it was wonderful to have all of you. Thank you, Mrinal, Preeti, and Sonia ma'am for your time and talking to us about the second ODI that was played between India and New Zealand. And the third ODI now between these two teams will be played on February 18 at the same venue, which is the John Davis Oval in Queenston, and the match will start at 3:30 a.m. IST onwards. So thank you once again, and stay tuned to Female Cricket channel for all the live updates. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you,
Bye.
Joyli.